Alright guys, my name is Peter Anderson and I'm going to be giving you guys some strategies for the TSI. What I'm going to primarily be going through is you've probably seen this before, the math TSI sample test. And it's actually really a really good test to work through. It's got 15 problems. It gives a really good basis of what you need to do. And I was looking through it, and I think that I'm going to go through actually the entire test problem by problem and show you various ways to solve this. So what I'm going to do really is there's a lot of different ways you can approach the TSI. I'm going to show you guys the algebraic way to solve problems, but at the same time I'm going to show you tips and strategies to get through the TSI if your algebra is, say, not that strong. So to start off with, you need to have this. So if you don't already own this and hopefully you have a computer, I'm going to show you real fast how to pull this up. So if you look here, I have my computer here, and I have it open at Google, awesome. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to type in TSI math practice. Look at that, TSI math practice, boom. Alright, so you got a bunch of things pulled up. I'm going to go down to the PDF where it says Texas Success Initiative Sample Question. Boom, click on it. Wow, look at that. So you get the practice, the official practice test. Okay, and there you go. Alright, so easy to pull up. By the way, if you finish that, another really nice link is the TSI HCC test. It's basically the same, it's just different problems. So once you go through this, you feel comfortable, you can click on the TSI Math Practice HCC and work through that. Both of these tests offer, at the very end or through the test, they offer solutions. So if you scroll to the very end, you have the solutions, and they work through the problems. So it's another way. Maybe if you don't like what's being told, you can always look at it yourself and figure out how to do it. Personally, I think if you walk through these, listen to these videos, and see the various ways of solving these problems, you're going to see very quickly that it's what has been going on in the key plus some additional stuff. So real useful stuff. All right. Well, enough of me talking about the test. Let's go through some problems. So let's look at number 1. Okay. So in question 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this blank off to the side, and I'm going to work the problems out on a separate sheet of paper because it works so much better that way. All right. So it says if 3t minus 7 equals 5t, then 6t equals what? And what I want to stress, one of the biggest test-taking strategies that I can stress is make sure you are solving the problem. Okay, so what I mean by that is it's not asking you to solve for t, it's asking you to solve for 6t. Okay, so when I solve this problem, how do you go about doing this? Well, there's a number of ways. One way is the easy algebra way. Okay, so we give you 3t minus 7 equals 5t. The algebraic way of solving this is that you want to get t by itself. So how do we go about doing this? Well, one thing I would suggest is if you're given 3t, what 3t really means is a positive 3t. So you have plus 3t minus 7 equals, I mean, you can even put a plus 5t here. Okay, so I want to combine like terms. So if there's a plus 3t here, I need to put my t's together. I got to put them together. So I'm going to subtract 3t from both sides. Okay, it's going to be negative 7 equals to 2t. All right, so a couple things here when you do this. Okay, what am I doing here? Well, I'm taking 5 t's. I have 5 t's, and I'm taking 3 t's away. Notice that leaves me, if it's like, think of it this way. If you have $5 and I take $3 away, you have how many dollars? You have $2, right? Sometimes people tend to say the t's go away, but this means 5 of something, 5 t's, okay? Dollars, trains, whatever you want t to be, okay? I'm taking 3 of them away, and that leaves me with 2t. All right. Another thing here is that when you see 2t, this means 2 times t. Okay? So it means 2 times a value. So anytime you see a number and a letter next to each other, that is an indication of multiplication. Well, just like here where we had plus, we subtracted. Here I have multiplication. I'm going to do the opposite. Opposite multiplication is division. Yes, division. So this leaves me with negative 7 over 2 equals t. Now, if I look at my answer choices, these are not answer choices. That's not one of the answer choices, because that's not what the question is asking for. It's asking me to solve for 6t, 6t, 6t. All right. So if what I need to do to solve this is I plug t back into 6t. Okay, so that just means I have 6 times negative 7 over 2. And then I solve this. So you can type this in the calculator if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this by 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times negative 7 is equal to negative 21. Okay? And look at that. That's answer choice C, which is the correct answer. Okay? Another way you could approach this is if you look at this right here. When I have negative 7 equals 2t, this is kind of a cool little trick. If I'm asked to solve for 6t, then all I have to do is multiply both sides of the equation by 3, and 2t becomes, look at that, 6t equals to negative 21. That's exactly what I was solving for. So there's an alternative process, is that if you're looking, once you get it here, if you don't want to play with the fractions, you can just simply look at it and say, okay, well I have 2t, I need 6 of them, why don't I just multiply by 3? Okay? Some other strategies to consider is if I look at this question and I know that 6t is equal to 21, negative 7, negative 20, negative 42, I can substitute back in these numbers and for 6t, solve it and figure out which one of these is the correct answer. Now this isn't exactly 100% clear, and later on I'm going to show you an example to help illustrate this. But anytime you have, I'm asking for what is t, what is x, what is whatever, a really nice strategy to solving these problems is to just go ahead and plug in the answer choices, okay? So another real important strategy is to plug in answer choices. In fact, I'm going to write that up here. So I have plug in answer choices. Okay, so we got 2 strategies here thus far. We got make sure you are solving the problem, and then also that you want to plug in answer choices. All right. Next video, I'm going to take on question number 2. So hope to see you there, and we'll see how to solve number 2. All right, I'll see you guys when I see you guys.